Before you watch this episode of our City Current radio show, I want to invite you to join City Current's e-learning and online personal development platform called Growth Current. I'm Jeremy Park, host of the City Current radio show and CEO of City Current. Growth Current is your exclusive ticket to attend virtual events with global thought leaders, national guest speakers, and experts who can help you grow personally and professionally. It gives you access to success secrets, lessons learned, learning modules, and so much more. Being online, you can join us from anywhere in the world. Subscriptions are only $8 a month, or you can do bulk subscriptions for your team. Check out growthcurrent.com to learn more and to join us in our efforts to power the good. And now, on to the show. Welcome back to the City Current Radio Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're honored to be with our next guest, LoLita Toney. She is the Vice President of Development with Dismas House of Nashville. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Jeremy. Thank you so much for having us on your show. We're very excited to be here.
Absolutely. So Dismas House, amazing work that you're doing on your end. Let's start with a little bit of history lessons. So LoLita, go ahead and share the history of Dismas House of Nashville.
Sure. Dismas was founded 46 years ago by Vanderbilt University chaplain, Father Jack Hickey, who had a vision to bring students together with formerly incarcerated men to live together and learn from one another. Dismas House is a reentry facility offering a comprehensive and holistic array of services encapsulated by our four pillars, which are basic needs, health and well-being, life skills, and legal support. Our goal here at Dismas is to reduce recidivism by removing the largest barriers for formerly incarcerated men, first of which is immediate access to food, shelter, and clothing upon their release. Most recently, we completed a $12 million expansion project, building a 24,000 square foot campus with a total of 72 beds, 56 for our residents who are in transition, and 16 affordable housing units at 2424 Charlotte Avenue.
We'll start unpacking this because the biggest thing is when someone is coming out, they literally have nothing and nowhere to turn. And so when you talk about kind of those basic needs of food, clothing, shelter, and then it's the support program to try to give them an opportunity, the simple reality is if you come out and you don't have anywhere to turn, chances are you could turn back to what led you in the first place. And so by giving them a place that's stable with the clothing and the food and those opportunities, you're giving them a chance on a positive trajectory. So share that side of this in terms of when someone is coming in, you know, how you're able to kind of step in day one and really help.
Yeah, so with our new expanded facility, we expect to serve at minimum 150 men a year. Again, that's with 56 program beds and 16 transitional housing units. So as soon as a gentleman arrives on our campus, they receive a basic needs package, which includes all their, if you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, so it includes clothing, hygiene products, there is food that is given to them. So shoes, now that it's a little bit more chilly, sweatshirts, hoodies. And so when they first come, because we're in COVID, they are quarantined when they first come here, and then they receive a COVID test. And then once they have tested negative, then they are allowed to be part of our regular community here. So here at Dismas, our mission is to foster community awareness and understanding of the challenges and obstacles formerly incarcerated men face upon reentry by providing a system for personal transformation and growth as they transition back to society. As a Tennessee reentry provider, it is our vision that residents remain free and become self-sufficient, contributing members to society. And we do that by making communities stronger and reuniting families.
Give us an idea of how long someone typically is able to stay there. Walk us through kind of that side of where it starts and a little bit of that journey.
Sure. So the first 30 days when they are here is an opportunity for the men just to work on themselves. So we do not require them to work within the first 30 days when they arrive, unlike most reentry facilities. Again, we provide all of their basic needs, which also includes a cell phone and a bus pass. So they will start to get their programming done during those first 30 days, start to work with a case manager. They start to work on their job readiness. So they go to Project Return, connect with their parole officer. And then after the first 30 days, then they are allowed to work, and sometimes men find jobs within that period of time. Sometimes it takes some of them a little bit longer, but then they will begin to work. One of the things that we really is a requirement here, because Dismas is family, is that we have community dinners Monday through Thursday, and that's an opportunity for the community to come in and provide a meal to the men, and to actually sit down and have dinner with them. And so during that time, which is at 6 o'clock every day, Monday through Thursday, everyone goes around and tells something that they're thankful for. There is a blessing, and then we eat, and we eat as a family. And so they are required to do this. So even once they start working in their first 90 days here, they could only work first or third shift, because everyone has to attend the family meal. And then upon successful completion after 90 days, they have the opportunity to apply for a transitional housing where they can stay for up to a total of 24 months here, or they can return to their community or to other family. So they have that option once they have successfully completed the program and have become a graduate.
Share a little bit about just the community meal, especially for a volunteer to come in and experience it. Give a little bit of your personal vantage point in terms of what these men have gone through and just their genuine spirit. Illustrate a little bit of what that's like in terms of what they've been through, but their mindset of where they're headed and want to go.
Yeah, so it's an adjustment, regardless of we have one gentleman who was incarcerated for 37 years, and we have some who have been only incarcerated for 3 years. But whatever the amount of time, there's some adjustment, there's readjustment as far as getting themselves reacclimated to being re-entering citizens. And so that meal is an opportunity for them to work on their soft skills. So to have a conversation, to just be around and feel comfortable with members of the community. We have a couple of volunteers who are moms who have sons who are incarcerated or were incarcerated. And so it's a special moment for them when they come and they make the meal, and they're able to share their story of their sons, and from a mother's perspective, what they are experiencing. And so it just creates this sense of family and fellowship and connectedness for the men.
Give us a success story, or kind of a story that paints the picture of the impact that you're able to have on these lives.
Sure. So one that comes immediately to mind is a young man who he's 29 years old, and he was incarcerated, and he actually started the Nashville State college program while he was in incarceration. And so he came out, and he was able to continue that because we provide laptops. That was a generous donation. He was able to, get connected and get trained how to get on the Zoom so he could continue his courses. He was continuing his courses with his classmates who were still incarcerated. And then he actually began working a job. So he actually works third shift at his job, and he's in school during the day. And one of the things he said he most loved, we have a partnership with Fifth Third Bank. And so they have these modules where they teach them about finance and financials. And so a lot of these gentlemen have never had a checking account. And so he literally said the best part was the financial literacy. So one of the nuggets that he picked up when he was in prison is that credit is everything. And so through the Fifth Third partnership, he was able to get his first checking account, develop some financial literacy skills and knowledge, and he's also continuing his college education. And so I think in the next couple of weeks, we'll have about 3 more gentlemen joining us who will be college students as well. So, I mean, he's a very sharp young man. In that meeting, he got an impromptu stats quiz, and he passed it with flying colors. So he is very excited about what his future holds, and as we are as well.
Absolutely. You mentioned the laptops, and you mentioned obviously COVID has had an impact. I mean, you've already served more individuals than you would typically serve throughout a whole year in a shorter amount of time just because of COVID. So talk about the pandemic and the effect it's had on Dismas House.
Yes, and let me say it's actually Comcast and the Urban League who donated the laptops, which has made it possible for our residents to safely receive programming during COVID-19, which includes their life skills, their health and wellness. So they do CrossFit, they have meditation, they do yoga, they have group therapy, 12 steps, personalized mental health counseling, as well as they're able to seek some employment. We were very fortunate to receive a grant from Tennessee Community Cares to help us address some of our health and economic needs during this COVID pandemic. So because of COVID, you know, as I mentioned, the community dinners, you know, that was a reduction in individuals coming in and some of those donations. So these funds have helped us to provide the groceries and personal use items, as well as additional cleaning and janitorial supplies, and to be able to upgrade our IT infrastructure to meet the growing demands and the needs of our residents during the pandemic.
Share how we can help. I mean, obviously you mentioned the meals being one way we can help, but talk about the many different ways the community can help.
Yes, so we would love for communities or individuals to come in and of course do our dinners, but we are also a place where we take volunteers for our admin. We take volunteers for any of our program services. So all of our programs like our CrossFit, our yoga, those are all provided by volunteers who have dedicated their time to supporting the residents. Every third Thursday, we do a program preview. It's every third Thursday except December. And at that time, we invite people from the community to come in and take a tour and also learn about all of our programs and how they might want to get involved. So they might want to teach a class. We've had volunteers make blankets. We've had volunteers come do some filing. Many hands make light the load. And so here at Dismas, you know, we welcome anyone and everyone who would like to volunteer or give their time and talent here. The men really do enjoy that. We even have volunteers who provided haircuts for the gentlemen. So yes, I invite individuals to come to our program preview day, and we provide lunch. It's at lunchtime, so 12 to 1, to come by and learn more about all of our programming and how they could possibly get involved.
And obviously financial contributions to underwrite your efforts, extremely important. And also too, I've got to believe for companies that, you know, have job openings and want to work through and at least open those up as opportunities. There's tons of different ways that we as the community can help your efforts. Give us something that a lot of this obviously is raising awareness, but give us something that you wish everyone knew about Dismas House of Nashville that we don't know. So give us something you wish we all knew.
Oh, wow. Something I wish you all knew. Dismas provides that injection of hope and support. And it's really, you know, a lot of the gentlemen don't have family to return to for various reasons. And so us being that support system, because ultimately it is the gentleman's choice and it is, you know, up to him to do the work, but to know that he has a support system that's here that is supporting him in his journey, that means a lot. And we don't focus on what happened, why you were incarcerated, you paid, your debt for that. We are more focused on where you're going and how can we help leverage and support you in where you want to go next. And, the sky is the limit in that. And as you mentioned, there are felon-friendly employers, and we always welcome them. The guys always want to get to work. They get so excited about having a job. Some of them, it's the first time they've had a real job. And so we always welcome that as well. It's just seeing what they can be. And as I gave that story about that gentleman, the hope and the promise that's in his eye, that twinkle of, I got it now. I got support, and I got people who are helping me, and now I know, and now I can do something different.
Yeah, I'm glad you ended it with that, and you mentioned the hope, because I think, when you look at everything you're doing, that hope really is the powerful foundation. It's the hope, it's the healing, it's the relationship building, both among the men, but obviously within our community. And I think at the end of the day, it all boils down to, like you said, it's about hope. It's about providing them and our community, obviously, both with hope. So wrap up, mention your website, phone number. Where do we go to get involved with Dismas House of Nashville?
Yes, please come. Please get involved. Please go to www.dismas.org and there sign up for our newsletter. Also, take a look at our events. Also, please follow us on social media as well. So right now we have a thing going on with Instagram. We have some photos of our new residents, and we're just asking people to give a little shout out to them, and that we're sharing that with them, and it's giving them a little extra smile and pep in their step. So please come follow us on social media and visit our website.
Well, LoLita Toney, Vice President of Development, Dismas House of Nashville, thank you for all you and your team do. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for having us.